There is a pace to daily life in Korea that, once you have felt it, makes everywhere else seem to be moving in slow motion. Things just happen faster here, and not in a stressful, frantic way, but in a way that quietly hands you your own time back. It is not that people are rushing. It is that the systems around them refuse to make anyone wait. The result is a kind of smoothness, where the friction you are used to budgeting your day around simply is not there. Here are 10 things Korea does that make the rest of the world look slow. First, delivery that arrives while you sleep. In Korea, you can order something late at night and find it waiting on your doorstep before you have even woken up. Overnight delivery is not a rare premium service here. It is the everyday baseline, so reliable that people genuinely plan their lives around it. You stop stockpiling, stop hoarding, stop making special trips to the store, because whatever you need is effectively only a few hours away at all times. Run low on something at midnight, and it is simply there by breakfast. Whole warehouses are built around dispatching orders through the night, with riders and trucks moving while the city sleeps. Compared to waiting days, or even a full week, for a parcel to slowly crawl its way to you, the Korean standard makes the rest of the world's shipping feel like it belongs to another century entirely. Second, money that moves the instant you send it. Splitting a bill or paying someone back in Korea is often as quick as a few taps, with the money landing in their account almost immediately, any day, any hour, with no fee taken along the way. There is no waiting 2 or 3 business days for a transfer to clear, no watching a payment sit frozen in limbo over a long weekend. Money simply moves at the speed of a text message. You settle a shared dinner before you have even left the table. Sending cash to a friend takes less effort than texting them about it, and it works on a public holiday at 3 in the morning exactly as well as on a Tuesday afternoon. Once you have lived with transfers that are genuinely instant and free, the slow, fee-laden, business days-only systems elsewhere start to feel almost insulting for something as basic as handing a friend back some cash. Third, government paperwork done online in minutes. Korea's digital government lets people request and receive a huge range of official documents and services straight from a phone or computer in just minutes, with no taking a day off work, no standing in a grim queue at a counter, no shuffling helplessly between windows. Certificates, records, registrations, much of it is handled online, quickly and cleanly, at any hour of the day or night. Even when you do need a physical copy, self-service machines in stations and community centers will print it on the spot. The dread most people feel about dealing with the government, the lost hours, the confusing forms, the endless waiting, has largely been engineered away. Compared to the all-day bureaucratic ordeals that so many countries still inflict on their citizens for the simplest request, getting official business done in Korea feels almost suspiciously, wonderfully easy. Fourth, opening a bank account from your couch in minutes. In Korea, you can open an account and even take out certain loans entirely through your phone in a matter of minutes, verifying your identity digitally without ever once setting foot in a branch. The whole creaking ritual of appointments, paperwork, signatures, and waiting rooms simply collapses into a few taps on a screen. Banking that elsewhere can swallow an entire afternoon or demand several separate visits is finished before your coffee has even gone cold. Switching banks, comparing rates, moving your money, all of it happens in the palm of your hand in the time it takes to wait for a bus. It quietly redraws the line between what should take real time and what should not, and it makes the old way, physically traveling to a building to fill out forms by hand, feel genuinely antiquated and faintly absurd. Fifth, food that hits the table minutes after you order. Korean restaurants move with remarkable speed. Your order is taken the instant you are ready, often by a tablet right there on the table, and the food arrives startlingly fast, hot, and complete with its full spread of side dishes. There is no long, hungry wait wondering whether you have somehow been forgotten in the back. The whole experience quietly respects the fact that you came in to eat, not to sit around killing time. At a busy lunch spot, you can be seated, served, fed, and back out the door inside half an hour, without ever feeling rushed. That brisk, efficient rhythm, getting you fed quickly and well, makes the leisurely, slow service pace so common elsewhere feel less like relaxed fine dining and more like a simple, needless waste of a hungry person's evening. Sixth, the fastest internet most people will ever use. Korea wired the entire country with some of the quickest, most reliable internet on Earth, and then blanketed its trains, cafes, and public spaces in fast, genuinely usable free Wi-Fi on top of it. Pages load the instant you tap them, downloads finish before you have even looked away, and a dead zone is a rare surprise rather than a daily frustration. Being online at real speed, everywhere you go, simply stops being something you ever have to think about. Even deep underground on a moving subway, a video streams without a stutter. After living with it for a while, the laggy, patchy, endlessly buffering connections that much of the world still pays a steep premium for feel almost painfully, comically slow by comparison. Seventh, an airport that gets you out the door fast. Korea's main airport is famous the world over for its sheer efficiency. With smart automated immigration, crystal clear signage, and smooth systems that can carry you from stepping off the plane to out the front door with remarkable speed. There is no endless shuffling through chaotic, disorganized, poorly marked halls. The whole place is engineered to respect your time at precisely the moment you are most exhausted and least patient. Registered travelers can clear immigration at automated gates in seconds, barely breaking stride. For anyone used to spending a grim, uncertain hour or more grinding through arrivals somewhere else, the swift, calm, almost serene passage through a Korean airport feels like a genuine glimpse of how travel was always supposed to work. Eighth, a bullet train that shrinks the whole country. The high-speed rail network moves people across the country at around 300 kilometers an hour, turning what would be a long, draining drive into a short, smooth, comfortable ride with a coffee in your hand. Cities that look reassuringly far apart on a map quietly shrink into a casual day trip. You can take a morning meeting in one city and still be home for dinner in another, relaxed rather than wrecked. Trains leave constantly, often several an hour, so you barely plan around the timetable, you just turn up and go. Genuinely fast intercity rail, still a distant and endlessly debated dream in many wealthy nations stuck with slow, aging trains, is simply the normal way Koreans cross the country, and it makes long-haul travel almost everywhere else feel needlessly punishing. Ninth, see a doctor and get your medicine the same hour. When you fall ill in Korea, you can usually walk into a neighborhood clinic, be seen quickly, often the very same day, and then collect your medicine from a pharmacy right on the same block, all within a single short outing. There is no waiting weeks just for an appointment over something simple, no separate trek across town to fill a prescription afterward. Getting better is treated, sensibly, as something that should be fast and easy and within reach. Specialists who would mean a months-long wait elsewhere are often available within days, in the same neighborhood. Compared to the long waits and drawn-out scheduling that quietly define healthcare across much of the world, the sheer everyday speed of being seen and treated in Korea is genuinely, almost startlingly striking. 10th, ordering without ever waiting to be served. Across Korean fast food, cafes, and restaurants, self-order kiosks and table tablets let you browse, customize, pay, and send your order to the kitchen the very moment you are ready, with no standing in line and no waiting to catch a busy server's eye. The dead time between deciding what you want and actually getting to ask for it simply vanishes. You move entirely at your own speed, and the system effortlessly keeps up. You can sit, study the whole menu in peace, change your mind twice, and still order in seconds when you are finally sure. It seems like a small thing on its own, but multiplied across millions of daily transactions all over the country, it quietly removes an absolute mountain of collective waiting that the rest of the world still shrugs at and treats as completely normal. Notice what connects all 10 of these. Not one of them is about rushing people or cutting corners. They are about a stubborn refusal to waste your time. A parcel that comes overnight, money that moves at once, a document done in minutes, a doctor seen the same hour. Each one quietly hands a little slice of your life back to you. And those slices add up to real hours, every week, that you get to spend on something other than waiting. That is the real engine behind the Korean pace, a deep cultural sense that making people wait needlessly is a small disrespect, and that almost any delay is a problem worth solving rather than tolerating. And once you have lived at that speed for a while, it becomes very, very hard to go back to a world that asks you to wait for nearly everything.